This is my post fight for Isaac Dogboe, Nick Ball. Thought it was a very close fight. I thought that Nick Ball did enough to win. The first couple times I watched it, then the last couple times I felt like it was a draw. Felt like Dogboe won one time, but then the last time I felt like Nick Ball won, so I stuck with that. I felt like he was busy enough early on. Dogboe didn't do much to really separate himself in early rounds. I feel like middle rounds he got the best of him in exchanges, but that was about it. At first I thought Nick Ball was doing too much as far as turning them and doing things like that, but I mean, he was just making it a rough fight. That's all it was. I ain't make too much of it later on. But the only problem I had during the fight was I think it was either in the end of the third round. Dogboe hits Nick Ball, and Nick Ball when he basically counters Nick Ball coming in, and Nick Ball falls into the ropes, and Dog was about to hit him again because Nick Ball, when he fell into the ropes, he was leaning all the way into him, like laying all the way into him, like he fell into him basically. But he was still had his foot into where he was gonna try to get up. Dogboe was gonna try to hit him again. If he would have hit him again, he could have knocked him out. The fight could have been over with. And it was at the end of the round. The referee jumped in, but he didn't count it as a knockdown though. I'm like, bro, why would you stop that man from about to hit him again? And it wasn't a knockdown. You didn't count it as a knockdown. Why would you get in between that exchange without calling it a knockdown? That Nick Ball was like, no, it ain't knockdown. That was a knockdown. That was a very bad call. It was a knockdown. He know it was. That's why he said to the referee, no knockdown. He know it was, man. Let the referee do his job. That was a knockdown. The referee did a horrible job. That's one of the worst refereeings I ever seen in my life. Ever done. It was terrible. I have no idea what that referee was doing. I'm not on here to try to get nobody's job pulled or anything like that, but these guys, man, they need to be held accountable, man. I gotta start writing some of these guys' names down. Cause what I seen in that match, that was one of the worst I've seen lately. Because he took away that knockdown, but then when Nick Ball was running into Isaac Dogboe, and I had a problem with that, man. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know if any other fan. I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean, after a while, I got over it because it wasn't that big of a deal. But at first, it was a big deal to me. I felt like he was rushing into him too much, as far as running into him and doing stuff like that. I felt like that was way out the way. I felt like he should have got a point deducted for that. He was walking into him way too much for no reason too. I didn't understand most of it. I'm like, why is he rushing into him like a linebacker or something in football? Like, he's just literally rushing into him. I'm like, what is he doing? I didn't understand that at all. I'm like, man, he's just rushing into him like a linebacker or something. And the referee gave him a warning and stuff like that, but I felt like he should have had a point deducted, man. After a while, he was doing that two-hand push thing, but he was being aggressive though. But at the same time, I didn't like it because later on during the matches, Dogboe was winning in the exchanges. That's what kind of made me even put Dogboe in the fight as far as winning, because he was winning those exchanges with him. And Nick Ball started holding on later on in the match. I'm like, oh, now you don't want to exchange with Dogboe when he's exchanging. So I was like, that's kind of a negative for me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really like that. I felt like he should have put more into it as far as trying to fight him back and stuff like that. I felt like Nick Ball controlled most of the fight though. Early in the rounds, he controlled the pace. Dogboe didn't do much to really separate himself away from what Nick Ball was doing. I don't know. It was most of the fight he was having his way. You know what I'm saying, with Dogboe. He got caught in a lot of exchanges, but it didn't really bother him after a while. He kept coming forward and doing different things. I felt like Dogboe should have been more active throughout the fight. He kind of let him off the hook a lot of times. He hurt him a lot of times, but it wasn't to the point where Dogboe was getting caught a lot, man. At first, Nick Ball was punching his guard a lot. He was knocking a lot of punches away, but throughout the fight, he was getting hit a lot. That knockdown that Nick Ball got in the fourth round, I don't think that was a knockdown. It was more of a push. That's why I say he should have got a point disqualified for doing that earlier, because he can't be doing that with no one else. I think the pushing and all that other stuff, that stuff got way out of hand. They should have said something about that early in the fight. But I don't know, man. The knockdown helped him, even though I felt like he was already winning. But that was my only problem. I mean, that's not Nick Ball's fault though, because that the ref messed up the knockdown and counted it as a knockdown. I don't think he did a good job throughout the fight. It was a good fight though. It was rough, you know what I'm saying? Different things going on, but that was definitely not a highlight for him. A lot of fans didn't like it, you know what I'm saying? I noticed it right away as soon as I seen it. As soon as I seen it, I noticed. I'm like, what? You count that as a knockdown? But he didn't count the other one as a knockdown? I was like, oh man. That was very bad. See, if Nick Ball was really hurt, he could have got him hurt like that. If Nick Ball was really, really hurt, he could have got him hurt like that, letting the fight go on without it being a knockdown. Luckily, he wasn't as hurt very bad, but that referee did a bad job, man. That fight could have went a whole different way. A whole different way. All he had to do was sit back and just let it play out, man. He didn't have to really get involved as much. That's why I said I kind of gave Nick Ball a negative for that, because later on in the fight, he was doing most of the holding and stuff, and I'm like, oh, no. Can't be doing that if you doing most of the holding with the waiting on the ref to come stop the fight and stuff like that. Nah. That's what I ain't like, man. That's why I'm kind of like, maybe it should have been a draw. Because now with the holding that the clinching that Nick Ball was doing in the middle rounds and end, that kind of took away from being a classic fight. That could have been a classic. If he would have just been doing the exchanges and stuff like that, but he boxed smart though, you know what I'm saying? He got his exchanges off and hell, so I can't really say that, but the exchanges he was doing, yeah, they could have been a lot better than what they were. They could have been a lot better than what they were. I feel like he got a lot of different things off during the fight. He did a real good job though, man. He did a very, very good job. I felt like they trying to hold it against him, but I don't know. He did good to me, man. I was impressed. I was very impressed. I knew Nick Ball was a good talent though. It went kind of high where I thought it was, man. I thought Dogboe would be able to pull it out. If you look at the fight, Dogboe actually could have pulled it out, but Nick Ball, he just came to fight, man, for real. He was boxing and fighting. He came to box and he came to fight, so I wasn't really surprised by what happened. You know what I'm saying? It was a good fight. But Dogboe, man, he had way more opportunities to do than what he did. Way more. He should have kept exchanging. Every time Nick Ball stopped, hold him, he'll just give up. And I'm just like, I don't like that, man. You know, I felt like he could box way better than what he was doing. So I'm like, nah, I don't like what Nick Ball doing right now. I mean, Dogboe doing. But when Nick Ball started roughing him up and stuff like that, he should have made it a fight then. That's the type of fight it should have been. I'm like, oh, Dogboe, you ain't gonna do nothing about that? Then you were a stronger guy. But then you was letting Nick Ball man handle you. You know what I'm saying? He was showing who was boss in the ring, and it became a real fight at that point. I mean, Dogboe was answering, but in the exchanges, Nick Ball did the right thing. He got through his combination, and he'll stop yours. It wasn't like you was trying to keep fighting your way out of it, so that was a great strategy. And that's what won him the fight. I'm like, man, I thought Dogboe was gonna put out more of a higher punch output than that. But he got out-punched, out-jabbed. He wasn't even countering after a while. Nick Ball, he was starting everything. Then after a while, he just started countering everything Dogboe was doing. But that's how mostly the fight went, though. I wasn't too surprised, though. Nick Ball is a real good fighter. It's gonna be hard for guys to basically stop what he's doing. And he took some hard shots too. He took some very hard shots. So I don't know. It's gonna take a while to find out what's going on, but I think Nick Ball gave Dogboe a lot of chances though. He should have took advantage of him. He didn't though. A lot of chances. I mean, he fought all kind of different ways. Inside, outside. Fought in the middle of the ring, on the ropes. I mean, Dogboe just didn't take advantage of it, man. The best man won. But he gonna have to. He can't try to go in there and manhandle everybody and try to turn him and throw him around. He do that with somebody else, he gonna get knocked out. Dogboe left him off the hook too much, man. If Dogboe wouldn't have won this fight, I mean, if he would have won this fight, he would have put himself in a position where he could have been a contender for something else. But they're gonna turn him into a gatekeeper. He's just gonna be fighting the young guys who gonna be next up, and that's all it's gonna be. He should have known that. That's what the fight was. Hey, you gonna see if you gonna still contend, or you gonna still just fight the young guys who coming in. It was a close fight, though. It ain't like he got blew out, but yeah, he had a lot of chances to me, man. That's the only thing that stand out to me. Like, oh man, he had a lot of chances. That's the only thing that stand out to me is he had a lot of chances. But can he do anything different next time? I don't know. At this point right now. In my eyes, there wouldn't be no point in the rematch. That match felt like it was an hour long. I mean, he gave Dogboe every chance he needed to, but he just ain't doing anything. At first, I was thinking, oh man, Dogboe won, but nah, after a while I thought about it, I was like, nah, he ain't win. He ain't doing enough to win. Not in my eyes, he ain't doing enough to win. And you going overseas? I mean, the crowd, they felt like the fight was close. Everybody felt like the fight was close, but I don't feel like he did enough to win. In my eyes. But yeah, that's all I got though. Like and subscribe.